Alright, hey guys, it's Theo. I keep making this video and then at the end I'll watch it and then realize I forgot to add something in. So basically what it's about is being trans in an all-female dorm, or really just, I guess, in an all-female living situation in general. So when I first came here, I learned that to get into my building I have to go through a lobby, and to get into that lobby you have to have an ID that's registered to this residence area. There's like 4 or 5 buildings in here, and it's all female because there are no co-ed dorms for freshmen. So I thought that, oh, someone that doesn't know that I'm trans, that just thinks I'm a biomale, that that I'm stealth with, is going to be like seeing me come into this building with a card and then be like, oh my god, what's going on? But now I realize that's not really a problem. I was kind of just thinking a little too deeply into that. People are not looking that closely at what you're doing, so I'm pretty much not worried about it. And I kind of decided that I would rather be out. I just, being stealth, kind of, it feels like a lot of pressure to me at this point, especially because I'm not on T and I haven't had any surgery yet. So it seems like kind of a lot of pressure to hide. Like, it just feels like before, quote unquote, like being in the closet. So I really don't. I just don't think that that's the path for me at this point. But I'm not trying to knock anyone who's stealth. If you're stealth, more power to you. Yeah. So living in the all-female storm. I thought it was gonna be just, I don't know, I just thought it was gonna be whatever, like people are just people living together, and it kind of is, but what I didn't expect that's actually a positive is it's kind of reaffirming my masculinity for me, because um, because a lot of my floor mates have, or a few of my floor mates have told me, like when I'm in the room, it's like there's a male presence there. So it's like they're like, you just have that male energy about you. So it's definitely a confidence builder for me to hear that from them. And yeah, it kind of just reaffirms it just reaffirms my masculinity for me. And then it's kind of like an exercise in comfortability too for me, because it's like, even with the door coming in and out of the front door thing or whatever, it's like, well, I'm comfortable enough in my own identity as male now to not care if people are like, oh, well, you must be female if you live in this female residence area. I know that that's not true. I understand that gender and sex are not the same thing. They don't have to be. And at some point, I'm like, why would you want them to be? But if you do, that's cool too. But yeah, so it makes me more comfortable. Um, yeah, and then, because I was kind of doubting, not doubting, but I was kind of feeling like a little bit insecure about my masculinity and everything like that before I came, like over the summer. I did I don't know if you guys have heard of it. Some, like a lot of you probably have. It's called the SAGE test. SAGE is an acronym for Sex and Gender Explorer. You can Google it. Like, I'm pretty sure if you just Google SAGE test gender, or SAGE test gender identity or something, it should be like the first option. And it's like it's like one of those little test things that, and what it does is it comes out with your I guess it comes out with your, like, gender on a spectrum. So I don't know how far it goes in either direction, but I know one direction's feminine and one's masculine. And I came out like 730 to the masculine side, and it was like, oh, we suspect that you are a post-op trans man or somewhere late in transition. And I was like, okay, no, like I wish, but yeah, so it was kind of like, well, I thought that was just maybe a fluke on the test or something. I took it a couple times and kept getting the same thing, but I was just like, I didn't really believe it until I heard from other people that even don't even necessarily use male pronouns with me, or don't see me physically as male, that they view my presence as male. is very reassuring to me. So I actually consider it now. I'm starting to consider it a positive thing to be living in an all female space. The only negative is I do feel kind of isolated, just because I'm the only guy. I do have one friend that lives. He doesn't live in my building, but he's always here, so he may as well just live in my building. Like, um, he doesn't live in my building, but he lives in the area, and he's not. I don't actually. I haven't asked him, so I should probably ask him. But from the conversations that we've had, he's not necessarily trans, but he is non-binary. So I think that's really cool. But yeah, it's kind of we both kind of feel this isolation. Like there's all these girls doing quote unquote girl things, and then we're here just kind of sitting around, being confused, not understanding what they're talking about, and that kind of thing. But I guess that's the nature of the beast. So yeah, I guess that's it for this topic or whatever. In the way of updates, today's Monday. Should be going to the clinic on Wednesday, to the Whitman Walker Clinic in DC, and seeing about getting on testosterone. And I'm going to be making videos about that because I want to see if they'll take my insurance and how much, if they do, how much it'll cover. So I'm going to make like a series of videos throughout that whole process, and then this video actually probably will also be part of a series going on how it is to be living in the female dorm. If I do go on testosterone within the semester, it'll be like living in basically an all-female space while being on testosterone, so becoming more physically male, because I think that might be an interesting change, and I want to document that. Yep, but okay, this video is getting long. Okay, well that's it. Bye.